Hi, welcome to Culture in Quarantine, and I'm artist Mary Blue Brady, and we're going to be printing today, so let's have some fun. First thing you need to do is know that nature printing is three things. It's a found object, it is a printable surface, and it is pigment. So today I'm using two different types of pigment. I'm using an oil-based washable black ink, and I've also made some homemade walnut ink from walnuts I found a few years ago on the ground, and I crushed them up and put them in this jar with water, and it's been fermenting for about 2 years, but that's what gives this wonderful color here. It is walnut ink, and I'm excited to try some of that with you guys today. So the first thing we need to do is, take a walk, and as you're allowed out for an hour every day, you'll find things wherever you are, and these will be wonderful because they will reflect your environment. And if you don't go outside, I'm sure you can find things around the house. You can cut up an apple, you can sort of look around, maybe you have some dried flowers, you can try to print those. But printmaking is centuries old and has been practiced as an art and a craft since humans have been making images. And it's a wonderful way to maybe make a couple prints and maybe you can send them to people. It's just about having fun and exploring different materials and different ideas. So let's get started. I am going to add more feathers. I printed this yesterday and I'm going to overprint because one of the things I've been experimenting with, as you can see, is I'll do a print and then I add more. Today I'm probably going to add a few here and here. So the idea is to just keep going. I'm going to ink my palette. This is just a recycled bit of glass. I have a rubber palette, but if you don't have that, you can make a dauber, which is basically a piece of fabric that you've tied with a rubber band and twisted around, and then you can ink it on to your images. I'm also just going to use a paintbrush for my other ink, but I'll show you how to do ink on a brayer. Basically put a bit at the top, and then you're going to pull your ink down and make that as smooth as much as you can coverage. And I love the sound of ink rolling on a brayer. Printmaking is a global expression, and stamps were used on clay tiles or wood or metal in China, where the Buddhists used it with text and images of animals to share ideas. And in Europe, block prints were used to decorate cloth, and paper milling became widespread, and printing was a way to share ideas, and that's how it became popular. And actually, print is all around us. We take it for granted. We don't even realize that this all used to be done by hand. So there, I've spread my ink, and you can see that I've got good coverage. And I'm going to select a few things to print. I'm going to ink them up. Then I'm going to lay them on a piece of paper. Then I'm going to put my printable surface on top, and I'm going to rub it with just the pressure of my hand, and then I'll do a reveal print. So that basically is the printmaking process. So I'm going to, obviously I have been printing, so I've got a bit of black here. I'm going to ink up these 3 feathers, full coverage. So take your time. one. Plain piece of paper. Take your time. You can really print on anything, and printmaking has unlimited possibilities. It's really only restricted by your imagination and the bits of nature that you find. So really let your creativity run wild, experiment, play, have fun, find different things to print, and then just play with the ideas. So what am I going to do that way? So I'm going to take a print that I did yesterday, and I'm going to lay it down. And I'll find another piece of loose paper. And with just the pressure of my hand and the circular motion, I can feel where the feathers are on the paper. And I'm just going around each feather. There you go. And then I will reveal, and when I do this with my students, there's always sort of a wonderful gasp of awe, and it's really, wow. Yes, that is wonderful. So I've got a bit of shadow effect. I'm working this composition on a diagonal, and you guys, when you print at home, go ahead and post to #GetCreativeAtHome, and really have a lot of fun with it. I'm going to try to print some seaweed now. So I found the bits of seaweed right walking on the beach in the surf, and I'm going to ink them up with my homemade ink, and I'm going to lay them down, and I'm going to print on my paper, and we'll see what we get. So dip into your ink pot and then just cover it as best as you can, covering all the surfaces. I'm going to move my ink closer. I'm going to break off other bits. I'm going to just so I hope you guys can see I'm covering the surface entirely. And you want to get into your material a bit. I'm going to use 3 different pieces. So I'll lay it down. Then I'm going to take my printable surface. I like to print on written words that when I go out, I take walks and I do sketches, and then I write little notes about what I experienced or what I saw, and I've taken the liberty of writing some of those things in advance. This one says, "The colors of tenderness stretch over me like mud. The brook that I cross to get to the ocean lifts me up, while you are lying on your back, letting the water cleanse you like a Jiffy car wash." So I'm going to put that down. I'm going to take another piece of paper, and then I'm going to rub the seaweed onto the paper. And I'm going to see what we get. And here's the reveal. Seaweed on paper. And that is #GetCreativeAtHome. And I look forward to seeing all your prints. Bye.